It's now time to talk about what's going on in our West Bloomfield community with our representative from Town Hall. Joining us today is Kris, Executive Assistant for West Bloomfield. Kris, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Maddie. Thanks for having me.
Kris, can we start to talk about the GFL invoices and some of the issues and the clarification for our West Bloomfield residents that may have some questions about that?
Yeah, definitely. GFL Environmental is our waste hauling service that the township contracts with. We are a single hauler community, meaning we don't have, several different waste hauling services driving up and down the roads and in and out of different communities throughout the year. It's less wear and tear on the roads. So recently, GFL invoiced the residents for their annual service. It's not part of our taxes like it is in a lot of communities, part of the taxes that you pay. In West Bloomfield, it's a separate invoice directly to the homeowners. So recently, I would say about a week ago, the invoices went out in the mail, and they also went out. Some people are signed up online to receive digital email invoicing. And I just like to clarify it if I can, because it is, I will admit, this is one of the things that Steve Kaplan, the township supervisor, and myself, we work on very closely. So I know that it is a complex thing, and it confuses people a lot every year. So one of the things I wanted to mention was that there are different rates depending on if you're just, if you're a citizen, a resident in a home that receives the trash hauling, waste service removal of the trash, recycling, and compost, which is your yard waste. Those individuals are going to pay, they were billed $61.08 quarterly, but they do have the option of paying and receiving a discounted rate if they want to pay all up front by April 15th. They would pay $225.48. There is also a discounted rate, and there's a pay in full rate that's discounted for senior citizens. That would be anyone in the township that's 62 years or older. And their invoices would have read, the quarterly invoice would have been for $58.08. And if they choose to pay annually all up front to get the discount instead of quarterly, then instead of paying $58.08, they would pay $213.48. It is all spelled out on the invoice along with a separate letter that went out, but it can be very confusing. So I was hoping that I could just clarify some of that today.
And Kris, for the GFL waste hauling services, you talked about how you can get the waste hauling, the composting, and the recycling. Are there different options if you just want to pick one or mix and match?
No, actually, there's not really a different option for that. It's just a flat fee depending on your address and depending on, for instance, there are some people that live in condo associations that have condominiums. Their HOAs pay a separate company to come and pick up their compost, cut the grass, take care of all the lawn maintenance, and therefore GFL does not collect their yard waste at all. Those residents that only receive trash hauling and recycling services, those are people that are considered condos. So they live in a condo association that takes care of that for them. And those people would not have yard waste pickup services because their homeowners association already pays a separate company to do all of that for them and haul it away for them, so they don't have to deal with that at all. And those individuals are actually invoiced a different amount. Those individuals that happen to be considered a condo, they are invoiced $54.63 quarterly. Or if they're a senior citizen, 62 or older, they get invoiced $51.63 quarterly. They can also pay, by April 15th to receive a discounted amount, which was explained in the letter that went out to them along with their invoicing. But basically, it's not like a situation where you have to call or call for, a special service. But the only thing they can do, if they have a special service or a question about an item they want to put out, like a large item, they can call the town hall building and speak to Steve Kaplan or myself, and we could give GFL the heads up that they're going to have a special item out. So it could be a mattress, an old refrigerator, a couch or a love seat or something like that.
Kris, for those payments and the invoices that the residents here in West Bloomfield have gotten either on the mail or if they are going to be paying online, could you just walk us through the process of if someone got an invoice in the mail, how they can pay that, and also maybe a little bit of information on how to pay online?
Yeah, definitely. So you can pay GFL directly. The invoicing, the paperwork that came out gave them the full address. You can either mail them a check for whatever amount it is that you choose to pay and put it in the mail to them, or you can go online to their website, which is GFLENV.com. So it's Green for Life Environmental. So GFLENV.com. If you go onto their website, there is an area where you can pay your invoice. We have received a couple of calls. So when you go to their website to pay your invoice, the amount that will show up on the screen once you enter your account number is going to be it's going to show the quarterly amount. So for instance, it could show 6108 for a resident, or it could show 5808 if you're a senior citizen. But at any rate, if you don't want to pay that quarterly amount and you want to take advantage of the discount, the pay in full discount by April 15th, all you have to do is put your cursor down. There's a way to pay an additional amount, like to enter manually your own amount, and you would just manually enter the appropriate amount. So you would either enter the $225.48 or the $213.48 or whatever your amount happens to be. You can just enter manually the amount that you want to pay. And I know that they do take Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express.
Kris, as we wrap up here, is there anything else that you wanted to share with our viewers about those GFL invoices or anything else going on in the West Bloomfield Township that you want to share?
With the closing remark, the only thing I'd like to say is that we empathize. We know that it's a confusing invoicing system and payment system that they do have, but we're here to help you. And if you want to call Steve Kaplan or myself directly, and we can try to walk you through it or answer any questions you might have, just give us a call at 248-451-4845, or that's my direct number, or they can call Steve Kaplan directly at 248-409-1581, and we'll be happy to help you with any questions or anything at all.
Well, Kris, we appreciate you joining us this morning and giving us some more clarification on those GFL invoices that our residents got.
Thank you.